Hello dear CMA aspirants from South India. As you all already know, Akash Agarwal Classes has launched for you all 100% English lectures in English for CMA Foundation students giving their examination in December 2025 and onwards. So here I am going to tell you how do you enroll in the batch. You just have to join our WhatsApp community which is given in the link. Fill up the Google form again given in the link and to download our mobile application Akash Agarwal Classes to access the notes. You all know the lectures which we are going to conduct will be 100% covered. There would be no subject which we are not taking care of. So we are going to take care of each and every subject, each and every concept. We are going to take MCQs for you. We are going to provide test papers. We are going to take live mentee sessions as well. Lectures which we are going to take for you all are 100% recorded lectures and not dubbed lectures. And you all know we have exclusive team ready for you all to teach you for your CMA Foundation December 2025 attempt for subject wise as well. And we are uploading the lectures on a weekly basis. All the important links which will be useful to you all are uploaded in the description box. Since we have many students who have cleared CMA examination at all the levels from Akash Agarwal Classes, and to reciprocate the love which we have received from South Indian students, we are here for you all taking lectures 100% in English, so that we can clear your CMA Foundation December 25 attempt together. So keep studying, do watch all the lectures till the end, and do show some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and putting up a word in the comment box. Keep studying. Bye-bye.
Hello my dear students, yes, welcome back to another video, another lecture of our statistics, and the chapter is correlation regression. We have already started the regression chapter, the correlation regression, and we have completed one lecture as well, and hopefully after watching that lecture you are appear to this lecture. And if you remember, in the previous lecture we have studied all the regression coefficients and the formulas and the standard equations and whatnot and everything. We have also studied how to solve bxy, how to solve byx, everything. In today's lecture, we are going to study its properties. So if you remember, for regression, if we need to find y, we are going to use y on x regression equations. And if I need to find x, I am going to find x on y regression equations. Then we saw two regression equations. One from that was y minus y bar is equals to byx into x minus x bar. The other one was x minus x bar is equals to bxy into y minus y bar. And then the next equation of y is equals to a plus bx, where b is going to be your byx, and x is equals to a plus by, where b is going to be bxy over there. And after that we have also seen the dependent equation, the dependent variables and the independent variables. I have already explained why, if y is dependent, why is it going to be dependent, and if x is independent, why is it going to be independent. At that all I have already explained in the previous lectures. So later on we also saw regression coefficient. We also saw regression coefficients formulas. There were total 5 formulas for each. And as I have told you, there are only the first 2 formulas are most important, and then you have to prioritize the third formula and then fourth formula. Last formula, the sequence you have to, in the order that I have written the formulas, you have to learn the formulas. For byx and bxy, if you remember the denominator, whatever is going to be the last over here, in byx, x comes in the last position, so x is going to be in the denominator's place. Over here, y comes in the last position, it is going to come in the denominator's place again. by. So this is going to be your bxy and byx, if you see. Then we saw many formulas and we solved many questions as well. Many questions were solved. Now in today's lecture we are going to see some properties of regression. After completing the properties of regression, we are going to continue with our some examples and some of the questions. Yeah. So some of the examples and some of the questions. Let's first complete the properties and understand what are the properties that we need to understand in case of regression. And yes, before starting, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And like I'm seeing, we have uploaded many videos, but you are not commenting on the videos. That's not fair. We are taking so much effort for all the students who want the lectures. It is a bit difficult task to record in English because we work and our daily majority of the time the language we are using is Hindi, but recording in English is what we are doing for all the students on the request of you all. So yes, hopefully I can at least expect from you all a comment on the videos that you watch. And the comment should be like, how did you find the lecture? Was it helpful or not? These comments are going to just give us a kind of motivation to record more videos. We are going to think that, yeah, you're liking the videos, and we can then record more and more videos and more things for you all. So yes, don't forget to comment here. So let's go. What are the properties of regression? Properties of regression. So the first property is going to be R is equals to root bxy into byx. So you can find r's value. You can find r's value by just multiplying bxy and byx. So if we have bxy and byx, we'll multiply it and then take their root. I'm going to find r's value. Property number 2 is going to be, again, the not property number 2, or we can write it over here only, or r square is going to be bxy into byx. So if I want r, then I'm going to multiply bxy and byx and then find its root, or I'm just going to, if I want r square, I'm going to multiply bxy and byx. The next property is going to be sines of byx and bxy and r. Sines of bxy, byx and r must be same. What do you mean by this property? This property is going to be very useful for you all, because I'm telling you that if your byx is negative and your bxy is negative, your r should also be negative. Any both of them have a same sign. They all three should have a same sign rather. If one is minus in a negative sign, all the other two should also be in the negative sign. At any cost, it is not going to happen that one of them is positive or other is going to be negative. It is not going to possible. It is not going to be possible at all. If one is positive, all the others should be positive. If two are positive, the other one should be positive. If one is negative, all the others should also be negative. As simple as that. So if bxy, byx and the r. So if one is positive, other two are also going to be positive. If one is negative, other two are also going to be negative. Now let's see third one over here. What is going to be the third property? bxy or byx, bxy or byx. Does it affect by change of origin? It does not affect. Yeah, what I can write is change of origin. Now you all remember or should remember, change of origin is what? Plus or minus. Does not matter. There is going to be no impact on change of origin. Change of scale matters. Change of scale is going to matter. So now let's see property number 4. We have seen for bxy and byx, change of origin does not matter, but change of scale matters. But in case of r, change of origin does not matter, change of scale does not matter as well. So there is going to be no change, no impact of change of origin or change of scale in case of R. You have to remember this thing. Now let's see property number 5. Byx plus bxy upon 2 is always greater than R. For now, you have to just write down the properties. At times when the properties are needed, I'll definitely give you the what you can say, the interconnection or the interlinking between the given properties. For now, just write down the properties. Next is going to be property number 6. Regression line intersect at mean. Regression line intersects at mean x bar comma y bar. Regression lines intersects at mean x bar comma y bar. Regression, in case of regression is going to be perpendicular. These are all the theory points you have to remember. If it is perpendicular, a regression is going to be perpendicular when your r's value is going to be 0. So when r is 0, regression is going to be perpendicular. It is going to be identical when r is either +1 or -1. Your regression is going to be perpendicular when your r is 0. It is going to be identical when it is r is equal to 1 or r is -1. So these are the properties that you need to keep in your mind. All the properties over here. If you have not written, you could take a screenshot fast. R is given. Then we have seen for the signs, if one is positive, the other is also going to be positive. For bxy and for byx, the change of origin does not affect, but the change of scale, yes, does it makes changes. But the R is not affected by either the change of origin or the change of scale. Byx plus bxy upon 2 should always be greater than R. And the regression of the mean, the regression line intersects at the mean. The regression line intersects at mean. The regression line is going to be perpendicular when the r is going to be 0. The regression line is going to be identical when the r is +1 or -1. So these were all the properties that you need to keep in your mind. Yes, 100% there are 90 to 99% chances that there's going to be a question that they are going to ask on the basis of the property. So now let's come to the examples now. After your properties, majority of the things, the theory part is now over, the formulas, everything is over. Now we just need to solve the questions. We just need to solve the questions and just give me a minute. So here they have given us bxy and byx. So sorry, there was a call to attend. So yeah. So it was it is bxy and byx is given. They are asking us to find out r. So this is a very important question. There are high chances that this kind of question might be asked in your exams. So we know that r can be found out by just multiplying bxy and byx. So r is going to be what? Under root 0.8 into 0.46. So if we multiply 0.8 into 0.46, it is going to be 0.8 into 0.46 is 0.368. 0.368, and then the root is going to be 0.6. It's going to be 0.6066. That is 0.607. If you see, if you calculate the whole thing, it is going to be 0.60663 30035, something like that. So 0.66 can be converted into 0.607. That is going to be option number B. That is going to be what? Option number B over here. So example number 9 is option B. Now let's see one more question. They have given us byx 0.25, bxy minus 0.37. So over here again I'm going to calculate r by taking 0.25 into 0.35, multiplying 0.25 into 0.35, then it is going to be under root 0.0875. Once I take the root, it is going to be 0.2958. Just give me a minute. 0.25 into 0.37. Okay, I have taken 35. That's the reason. It is 37. So it is going to be 0.925, and then by taking root it is going to be 3041. And now a most important thing, over here we can see your bxy is in negative sign, your byx is in negative sign, and therefore your r's value is also going to be in negative sign. Again, this is what? This is your property. That's the reason my option is going to be A is equals to minus 0.304 and not plus 0.304. Because we have seen the property, if your bxy and byx is negative, then absolutely for sure your r is also going to be negative. Now over here the most important and this is what we need to study. This is the most important thing we are going to study over here. xy 7x minus 3y minus 18 is equals to 0 is a regression equation for y on x. So this is your equation. This equation is going to be for y on x. Then the regression coefficient is, they are asking us regression coefficient. So for y on x, your regression coefficient is going to be byx. And for this, I need to convert this equation in byx form first. So first I need to convert this in y's form. So this is going to be 3y is equals to 7x minus 18. So I need to find y on x. I am going to keep it in y is equals to a plus bx form. So this is going to be my 3y is equals to 7x minus 18. And I only need y. So again this 3 is also going to go over there, and this is going to be 7 upon 3x minus 18 upon 3. And now my byx is only going to be the item with x. That means I only need b, the slope in the equation, if you remember. And over here my byx is going to be only the person with x, and this is going to be 7 upon 3. And therefore my byx's value is going to be 7 upon 3. Is going to be 7 upon 3. Plus 7 upon 3 is going to be byx, option number B over here. Plus 7 upon 3. So hopefully this is the first question that we have done. A bit understanding you might have generated. If no, there's going to be one more question in which you will get more idea. So now they are asking is first try to understand the question. For variable x and y, the regression equations are, so they have given us two equations. 7x minus 3y minus 18 equals to 0 is one of the equation. 4x minus y minus 11 is equals to 0 is another equation. So they have given us one equation 1, and they have given us another equation, that is 2. Then find regression of y on x. Now we need to find regression for y on x. They have given us two equations. You have to understand over here what I am going to try to explain you. They have given us two equations. One is going to be y on x. One is going to be y on x, and the other is going to be x on y. So when the equation is y on x, it is going to be byx, and this is going to be bxy. So byx can be anything from these, and bxy can also be anything from these two. So for now, I don't have an idea which one is going to be byx. And they are asking, I want to find byx, that is y on x. So we are going to do what? We are just going to assume that this equation is y on x and this equation is going to be x on y. If this equation is y on x, I'll find byx from here and bxy from here. And then I'm going to calculate r, and as we all know, your r's value should come between +1 and -1. So if I assume this right, byx and bxy, I'm going to first calculate the r, and if my r's value lies between +1 and -1, the interpretation that I have kept, that this equation is y on x and this equation is x on y, is going to be true, or my interpretation is going to be wrong, and then I'll find this as bxy and byx, and then I'll calculate r, and then my answer will be between -1 and +1. So yes, this is going to be a bit lengthier question. So if I need to find y on x, I'll need to keep y at a side. So this is going to be 3y is equals to 7x minus 18. This is going to be y is equals to 7 upon 3x minus 18 upon 3. But as I told you, I only need the one person with x. So my byx is going to be 7 upon 3. Similarly, if I need to find x on y over here, I'm going to keep 4x over here, and others I'll take over there, and this is going to be y plus 11. This is going to be x is equals to 1 upon 4y plus 11 upon 4. And my bxy, again I only need the item with y. My bxy is going to be 1 upon 4. So I got byx as 7 upon 3 and I got bxy as 1 upon 4. I am going to calculate r to check whether my byx and bxy are right. Because my r should be under root bxy into byx, and my r's value should be between +1 and -1. So let's solve 7 upon 3. It is going to be 2.333333 into 1 upon 4 is going to be 0.25. So 0.25 into 2.333333 is going to be, just give me a minute, (7 upon 3 into 0.25 is under root 0.58333. Once I press the roots button, my r's value is going to be 0.763. And my r's value, if you see, is between +1 and -1. That means the interpretation that I have taken, that this equation is y on x and this equation is x on y, is right. And now the question is asking me what is y on x, which equation is y on x. So I have assumed y on x to be 7x minus 3y. So my answer is going to be 7x minus 3y. So over here we have done the calculation right. Sir, what if you would have interpreted that your first equation is x on y? Okay. So if I would have interpreted that 7x minus 3y minus 18 is equals to 0, this equation is x on y, and the other equation 4x minus y minus 11 equals to 0 is y on x. So I'll keep only x over here. This is going to be 3y plus 18. X is going to be 3 upon 7y plus 18 upon 3. But I need bxy, only the person with y, that is 3 upon 7. And I'm going to keep only y over here. So y, I'll take the y that side. Y is equals to 4x minus 11. Y is going to be 4x minus 11. So y is as it is. Now what is going to be my b y x over here? B by x is going to be the person with 4. So this is going to be 4. Now if I calculate my r's value, this is going to be 3 upon 7 into 4. So 3 upon 7 is what? 0.42 into 4 is going to be 1.71. If I take root, my r's value is going to be 1.30. And this cannot be r's value because r's value should be between plus 1 and minus 1, not greater than 1 and not smaller than minus 1. So if I take a wrong assumption, my r is not going to satisfy its value. So over here, this is the wrong answer and this is the right assumption. So this is how you are going to find out which equation is for bxy and which equation is for byx. So hopefully you have got an idea what have I done over here. And also you have also got an idea how to find bxy and byx from the given equation. So yes, this is the most easiest way and this is it is very easy. Just it looks very complex. There are some words that are like irritating when we see some bxy, byx. What is this multiplication and then taking the roots? There are some equations and then we have to find the r. So it looks confusing. It looks a bit messier, but again it is very easy. So now after writing these both, you have to write the wrong one as well. And after writing the wrong one, you have to write hence the first assumption is right. Because r's value is what? Is more than 1. R's value is what? More than 1. So my first assumption over here is going to be right. Now let's see one more question. For regression lines 3x plus 2y plus 26 and 6x plus y is equals to 31, the point of interaction, mean of variable x and y. So again we have studied that your point of intersection in case of, let's go to property. See, what was the property? If the point of your intersection is mean, where does the property go? Yeah, regression line intersects at mean x bar and y bar. Regression line is going to intersect at mean x bar and y bar. So what do we do over here? Very simple, bachcha log. Not a big deal. We have to solve this question by GBC. Take 3x plus 2y is equals to 26 and then take 3x plus 2y is equals to 26. 6x plus y is going to be 31. So over here if you see, they are saying that the mean is going to be what? Mean of variable is x bar and y bar, and we know that the point is intersecting at mean. So whenever this type of question is going to come, we just have to substitute the given points. This is your x bar and y bar, so we know that we are just going to substitute it in x and y. So this is going to be 3 into 4 plus 2 into 7, and this should come as 26. So 4 into 3 is going to be 12 plus 7 into 2 is going to be 14, and then 12 plus 14 is going to be 26. Is it satisfying? Yes, the 4 and 7 are satisfying the equation 1. You have to check whether or not it is satisfying the equation 2 as well. So 6 into 4 plus 7 should be 31. 6 into 4 is going to be 24 plus 7 is going to be 31. So yes, the point 4 and point 7 is satisfying my both the equation. Therefore, the points of x bar and y bar are what? 4 and 7. So this is a very easy kind of question. Just by way of substitution, we can solve it. If 2x minus 3y is equals to 10 and 4y minus 5x minus 8 is equals to 0, then they are asking us a regression equation of two variables x and y. The correlation coefficient is, so they are asking us r's value. To find out r's value, we need what? Byx and bxy. So you have to assume one equation to be bxy, another equation to be byx. We'll find bxy, byx, and then we know the formula r is equals to what? Under root multiplication of both the regression coefficients bxy and byx. We'll get the r's value. So let's assume that your 2x minus 3y equals to 10 is byx. This is byx. So for assuming it to be byx, this is going to be 3y is equals to 3y. Okay, I take 3y over there. This is going to be 2x minus 10. And for the next equation, 4y minus 5x minus 8 is equals to 0. This is going to be, I take x over there. So it will become 5x. And this is going to be 4y minus 8. So I need y is equals to 2 upon 3x minus 10 upon 3. This is going to be 4 upon 5y minus 8 upon 5. And my byx is going to be 2 upon 3. Bxy is going to be 4 upon 5. Now I need r's value. R's value is 2 upon 3 and 4 upon 5. So my r's value is going to be 2 upon 3 is 0.666 into 4 upon 5 is 0.8. 0.66, and this is going to be under root 0.528. When I take root, it is going to be 0.7266. So my r's value is between +1 and -1. So therefore the interpretation that I have taken, that the first equation is y1 and the second equation is x1y, is going to be true, and my answer is going to be C, 0.73. Option number C is going to be 0.73. That is going to be my right answer. So how are we going to understand which assumption to take? How are we going to understand if you have taken y on x, what if we take x on y? Your answer is going to become wrong. So how did you come to know? This is not the right way, but usually what I do is I always assume given first equation to be y on x. Majority of the times the question that your institute gives is the first equation is always y on x. The first equation is what? Always y on x. Sometimes it won't work. Sometimes it is not going to work. But again, this is assumption based. If it does not work, what are we going to do? We are just going to change the assumption and then find your r's value. Let's see some more questions. Given that the variance of x is 9, let's solve more questions. Given that the variance of x is 9, so we know that variance is 9. So if the variance of x is 9, we know if we take the root of variance, it is going to be standard deviation. And my standard deviation of x is going to be then 3. My standard deviation of x is going to be 3. The regression equations are, so these are the regression equations. They are asking me standard deviation of y. So they are asking me standard deviation of y. So over here, they have given me what? They have given me equations. I am first going to find the regression coefficients. Eight x minus 10y is equals to 15. So again I am going to assume it to be what? Byx. So I'll take 10y over there. This will be 8x minus 15. Now everybody has become smart. You know we only need the person with x, and this 10 goes over here. It is going to be 8 upon 10. We can just because our paper is going to be what? Our paper is going to be MCQ based. So if you can reduce the steps, there's no requirement of solving these many steps. So this is going to be 40x minus 18y is equals to 143. 40x will be over here. We'll put 18y that side plus 143. So now again we know bxy is going to be what? 18 upon 40. It is going to be what? 18 upon 40. So my byx is 8 upon 10. My bxy is 18 upon 40. Now we are going to find out what? R. We know how to find R. 8 upon 10 into 18 upon 40. So 8 upon 10 is going to be 0.8. And 18 upon 40 is going to be 0.45. Into 0.8 is going to be 0.36, and your R's value is going to be 0.6 then. After taking root, your R's value is going to be what? 0.6. Now over here, we want what? Standard deviation of y. If you remember, I have given you formulas. In that formula, there was the first formula where we used standard deviations. Standard deviation of y and standard deviation of. Now I have byx, I have r, I have standard deviation of x. I can find what? Standard deviation of y very, very, very easily. Okay, there is a question. Yeah. So my r is 0.6. Now I am going to solve it by my formula byx is equals to r into standard deviation of y upon standard deviation of x. So I have byx. Byx is how much? 8 upon 10, that is 0.8. I have r's value 0.6. I have standard deviation. No, I don't have standard deviation of y. I have standard deviation of x 3. So now this, after solving this is going to be what? 0.8 into 3 upon 0.6. So 0.8 into 3 divided by 0.6 is going to be 4. Hello? My standard deviation of y is going to be 4. Now let's see there are some standard errors formula. I'll give you the formulas over here. Some standard errors formula. Standard error. So what is the standard errors formula? Standard deviation of xy, that is standard error, is going to be for xy, it is going to be standard deviation of x under root 1 minus r square. Standard deviation of yx is going to be standard deviation of y into under root 1 minus r square. So this is going to be what? Standard errors of both of these. Again, there are very rare questions. There are very rare chances of questions being asked in papers for your the standard error. But yes, we don't want to miss it, so we are going to write it down. These are the two formulas. And over here, majority of your what you could say, the questions have been cleared and everything from the regression chapter has been over. Now only the part that is remaining is going to be questions from your MCQ questions of your of the MCQ. The only MCQs that are remaining is now we have to find what? We have to find standard deviation. We have to find regression equation of Rxy. So regression, we have to find Rxy. So the equation is given y is equals to 2 minus 3x. I'll have to first write this equation in this form. So I am going to take 3x over here. and this is going to become then minus y plus 2. This is going to be minus y, minus y plus 2. No, I guess this is an incomplete question. Let me check, give me a minute. Okay, so this is an incomplete question, so just cut this question off. Now let's see question number 10. There's two equation given. If you see over here, two equation, u plus 5x plus 6, 3y minus 7v equals to 20, and the correlation coefficient between x and y is, so they have given us correlation coefficient between x and y to be 0.58. Then the coefficient between u and v is, so they are asking us coefficient between u and x. Just give me a minute, I'll make some place over here. So now if we solve question number 10, what are the things they have given us? Let's see. They have given us two equations, u plus 5x equals to 6, and the other equation is going to be 3y minus 7v equals to 20. Now they have given us coefficient of correlation. Coefficient of correlation is 0.58 between x and y. That means r is 0.58 between x and y. Now let's solve. If you see, my equation is u plus 5y equals to 6 and 3v. Okay. Okay. So now over here in the question number 10, if you see that there is u and x over here, y and v over here. So now when I'm going to solve this kind of question, either I need my equation to be totally in the bxy form. If I need x, what I'm going to do, I'm going to in my equation I'm going to keep x over here, and then I'm going to keep by and then plus a, right? So my y is going to come with over here, and then my bxy is going to be the value with y, that is going to be b. But if you see over here that this kind of question is very theory and logical based question. If you see this kind of question over here where there are two variable mixed and they have given us x and y as to be 0.38. They have given us x and y to be 0.38, and where they are going to ask us correlation coefficient between u and v, the answer always becomes minus of that same thing with the sign difference. So if it is 0.58, it is going to be minus 0.58 at this case. Okay, so this marks this question as important, and this you have to understand, and you have to keep that thing in mind. So yes, the 11th one is again from correlation, we have solved it. 12th one was from correlation. 13th one is also, we have solved it, I guess, the correlation coefficient. Yes, so it is from correlation. 14 is from correlation. The 15 is from regression. Let's solve question number 15. The two regression equations are then mean of x and y. Again, this kind of question they are asking us what? Mean. Now we have solved this kind of question. This is solved by what? This is solved by GBC. We just substitute the given value in the equations to check whether they are satisfying. So it is 2x plus 3y equals to 7 and 3x minus 2y equals to 4. So let's substitute option number 1 first. So it is going to be 2 plus 3, which is not 7. So if one of the equation is not satisfying, there's no need to substitute in the other and check, because both should satisfy. If one is not satisfying, cut the damn thing. Then 1 and 2. It is going to be again 2 plus 3 into 2 is going to be 6. And again it is not equals to 7. This becomes 8. So again the option number 2 is also not working. So now this is going to be 2 into 2, 4, plus 3 into 1 is going to be 3, and it is going to satisfy, it is going to become 7. Let's substitute in again this thing. 3 2s are 6 and minus 2 1s are 2. It becomes what? 4. So yes, when I substitute 2 and 1 in equation, I am going to get the values 7 and 4, and that means they are going to satisfy the thing. Therefore, my mean is going to be 2 and 1. So you have to remember, whenever there's question for mean in the regression, you have to just substitute it and calculate the value, because there is a property that the mean intersects the given regression equation. It intersects, that means we can substitute in the x and y's value and it is going to satisfy the given thing. Now the two regression equations are, the two regression equations, we have to identify which is y and x. Again, you know how to identify. We have to assume one to be y on x, we have to assume another to be x on y, and then we are going to calculate r's value. So 2x plus 3y is equals to 7 is the first one, and the second one is going to be 4x plus y is equals to 9. I have already told you my preference is always go with equation number 1 to be y on x. So if I am going to assume it to be y on x, this is going to be x on y. Now I am going to keep 3y over here. This is going to be minus 2x then. Plus 7. Y is going to be minus 2 upon 3x plus 7 upon 3. So my byx is going to be minus 2 upon 3. This is going to be 4x is equals to minus y plus 9. X is going to be 1 upon 4 minus 1 upon 4y plus 9 upon 4. My bxy's value is going to be minus 1 upon 4. So we are going to calculate r. Your r should be under root. I'll just calculate 2 upon 3 into 1 upon 4 and then give the sign. So the 2 upon 3 is 0.66 into 1 upon 4 is going to be 0.25. It becomes under root 0.166666. When I take root, it is going to be 0.4082. So my r's value is 0.4082, and yes, it lies between plus 1 and minus 1. That means the assumption that I have taken is right. This is going to be in negative sign. So minus 0.4082. That means the assumption that I have taken to be y on x is true. So let's see which one is y on x type. So the first equation is y on x type. So answer is what? Option number A. First equation is y on x type. First equation is y on x type. Let's see question number 17. Regression equation 3x plus y is 13. 2x plus 5 is 20. Which one is going to be the regression equation of y on x? Same question as question number 16. So you are going to try this in homework. Question number 17. Very easy. Just take this to be y on x, this to be x on y. If your r's value lies between plus 1 and minus 1, then your answer is going to be right. If no, your answer is not going to be right, then just say, there's no need to solve it again. You have to be, you have to keep in that thing in mind. You have to just be a bit, what you could say, keep your head at your place. If this is not, if you assume this to be y on x, if you assume this to be x on y, and your r's value becomes 4, so you know that your assumption is wrong. So there is no need to again assume this as y on x and this x on y and then solve. You have assumed y on x to be this and your answer is not coming right. So what are you going to do? You are going to assume this y on x. So at that time your answer is going to be true. So even if it satisfies, we can understand what is y on x. If it does not satisfy, we are going to know that this is not y on x. So this is going to be y on x. So we can say the second equation is y on x. So there is no need to solve it again. But if you want to check for your self understanding or your self satisfaction, you can do that. There's not going to be a big problem over there. So yeah, you can solve 17 in homework. Let's go to question number 18 then. Again, same type of question that we have seen over here. U is equals to 2x plus y. So we can see that there's an x variable, there's an u variable. V is equals to 3y minus 6. We can see u variable and 3y variable. Correlation coefficient between x and y. So given us correlation coefficient between x and y. And they're asking us correlation between u and v. I've already told you the correlation coefficient is going to be same but with the different sign. So the answer is going to be minus 2.4. Two regression lines in a bivariate distribution is x plus 9y is 7 and 5 plus 6x is 16. They're asking a standard deviation of x is to standard deviation of y. So let's solve. Okay, question number 19. You have to have, everybody is going to focus on question number 19. For question number 19, what I'll do is I'll request everybody to focus. You can write it later on. You just first try to understand this question because it is a bit lengthier. What I'll do is after completion, I'll bring everything on the screen and you can pause the lecture and write it, or you can take a screenshot and then write it. Okay. So for now, just try to understand. The first equation that they have given is x plus 9y equals to 7. And the other equation is y plus 4x is equals to 16. This is going to be what? Y on x. This is going to be what? X on y. We are assuming it. So I'll assumption what I'll do, I'll keep 9y over here and all the other things at that side. So minus 9 plus 7. Now my byx is, I'm just skipping 2 steps over here. Now we all know everything with the x is going to be byx. So this is going to be minus 1 upon 9 because 9 goes there, it becomes 1 upon 9, it becomes 1 minus 1 upon 9. Now over here when I'm assuming x on y, I keep x over here minus y plus 16. My bxy becomes minus 1 upon 4. Now after I have bxy and byx, I need what? I need standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. I need it. So I am going to need a formula which is going to have standard deviation in it. So I'm going to use a formula that is your second formula. Byx is covariance of x comma y upon standard deviation of x square, and bxy is going to be covariance of x comma y upon standard deviation of y square. So now over here I want what? Standard deviation of x is to standard deviation of y. That means I need it to be upon. So I'm going to solve byx upon bxy. So my byx upon bxy is going to be covariance of x comma y upon standard deviation of x square whole divided by covariance of x comma y upon standard deviation of y square. So the covariance of x and covariance of y gets cut, and now I am only left with byx upon bxy is equals to standard deviation of x square, standard deviation of y square. So if you see over here, this is going to be 1 upon standard deviation of x square. and 1 upon standard deviation of y square. So if I take standard deviation, I take their inverse. My answer over here is going to be standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square when I cut covariances, because 1 upon standard deviation of x is left and 1 upon standard deviation of y is left. So when I take 1 upon standard deviation of y in the numerator's place, it inverses. So it becomes standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square. The places are changed. Now I have byx. How much is my byx? My byx is 1 upon 9 and bxy is minus 1 upon 4 is equals to standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square. Now when I solve this, this is going to be minus 1 upon 9, and again when I take this in the numerator place, it changes its place. So this becomes standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square. Now minus 1 gets cut. This remains 4 upon 9. 4 upon 9 is what? Standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square. 4 upon 9 can be further written as 2 upon 3. So my answer is going to be what? My answer is 2 upon 3 for standard deviation of y square upon standard deviation of x square. 2 upon 3 is my answer. But they are asking me what? They are asking me standard deviation upon x is to standard deviation of y. That means the answer should be 3 upon 2. They are asking me standard deviation of x upon standard deviation of y. So the answer over here will change. These are going to be not x. These are going to be 3 upon 2. It's going to be what? 3 upon 2. Option number A over here. So yes, do write it down. As I said, I'll stop over here. You can either pause or you can take a screenshot. After this, pause over here or take a screenshot of this. This is your whole question. Option number A is going to be your answer in this case. Now let's see more questions. Question number 20. Two regression lines are given. Then we have to find R. Very easy, because the regression lines are small. The main reason it being easy is what? The equations are small. 3x is equals to y and 4y is equals to 3x. So let's assume this to be x on y and this is y on x. So this is going to be x is equals to 1 upon 3y. That means your bxy is 1 upon 3 and this is going to be y is equals to 3 upon 4x. So my byx is going to be 3 upon 4. Now I need r. My r is going to become 1 upon 3 into 3 upon 4. So 1 upon 3 is 0.333 and 3 upon 4 is 0.75. So 0.75 into 0.3333 is going to be 0.249, and I take root, my r is going to be 0.49999, which can be written as 0.5. So my answer is 0.5. Yeah, negative 5 or positive 5. My bxy and byx and bxy's are positive, so 0.5 is also going to be positive. Option number A. So these were the questions from your regression. The other question, this question is not for your type. There's no need. This is going to be cancelled. This type of questions are not asked in your exam. So yes. So over here we have solved some questions from your regression, and here your chapters for correlation and regression ends, and we have completed all the chapters from statistics. So if you have not watched the other lectures or other chapters, yes, do watch. We have already completed every chapter from your stats. All the chapter from the part statistics has been over, and we have uploaded it everything in English. It is available. You can do watch the lectures. And yes, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to Akash Agarwal classes, because we are going to come up with many more videos which are going to be uploaded on the channel for all the South Indian students, all the lectures who want the lectures to be conducted in English. And yes, after this, I'm going to start with the mathematics part. We're going to start with the chapter ratio proportion, and then we'll continue with the next further chapters. Okay, till then, keep studying. Bye bye. See you in the next lecture. And do share with your friends, and don't forget to comment in the comment box how did you find the lecture, because your comments do matter to us a lot. They are going to give us a lot of motivation to make more videos, such videos for you all. So yes, don't forget to comment. Till then, keep studying. Bye bye.